What's up, motherfucking Boozers United? Welcome to the first BoozerCast, the real official one, kind of, sort of. What's up, everyone? My name is Rue. Where are you?
And Not Alive is also here.
Not alive, not alive.
But yeah, because that's, I don't know, typical Not Alive fashion.
For being late. Welcome to the show, everyone. How are you all doing? Boozers. I'm gonna crack this beer open. Been waiting for this.
That's what we do.
So good.
We're
We're gonna try our first official little BoozerCast here. This should be interesting. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing, man. I've been, as you and I were talking about earlier. I've been busy lately. Working 10-hour days and then in the studio recording a new album after that. So it's been the last few weeks have been I haven't done much other than just like work.
I know what you mean, man. I've been trying to actually work, but then that fucking hurricane came over and fucked with Florida a little bit. And it really didn't do anything over here, in case anybody's wondering. It really didn't. Kind of brushed our coast, but it did enough that FedEx, USPS did not want to run mail. So I've been dealing with that all week.
Well, and you know what? If you don't know this, I was led onto this a couple years ago. The weather models in the world. Most of the weather models that we get during hurricane season and, all other times in the U.S. is the North American model, which is not as accurate as the European model.
Is that why they use? Because I've been hearing that on the news a little bit. That here's the European model, and then here's they've actually been making mention of it.
And there is a really, really great app called Windy that is the most accurate weather thing I have ever done in my life, ever looked at.
Wind,
like ever since I did it,
like WIND.
Yep, WIND, and every hurricane season since I've had that, which is about 2.5 years now, every single hurricane has done exactly what Windy said it was going to do. So, all you Florida people,
it'll blow. Can you hear the farts? Is it coming through?
Yeah.
Awesome. Good. I've got a lot of these. I've got a whole lot of these.
I mean, nobody wants to listen to assholes.
We could have Tim Vest if you guys wanted, if you wanted to hear that.
It's a double entendre.
I'm gonna have way too much fun with this. So I know one of the topics that we wanted to discuss was the whole Facebook people getting maybe a little concerned that posts are being monitored by someone other than us and Suckbot. Fact that we're not the ones that are moving any posts. Definitely the overlords.
Oh yeah, well God, the overlords. Don't get me started.
It's kind of a really shitty thing because I was actually looking into this on the YouTube end of things, since I do all that YouTube video stuff. That if you type in certain keywords, and just I'm going to use this because it's been actually a relevant topic. Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. Type in her name in YouTube search, it won't auto-populate the search result for you. But you can hit enter, and you can go, and you can continue to search, and you'll find what you need. But as far as
fucking Tifa,
yeah, for Tifa Lockhart, and if you type her full name, it won't auto-complete anything. Like what I guess what I'm trying to say is like the search, that pull down menu that'll like auto-complete some shit for you. That'll just like, oh, is this what you're looking for? It won't show up. And
I can understand. I mean, I don't like it, but I can understand why, like, Google, who owns YouTube, is basically doing that same exact thing for like conspiracy theory channels and like, and all that stuff. They're trying to make a fucking narrative.
They're almost taking keywords. They're taking words that people are saying or using in their titles. Like,
I can understand why they're doing that. I don't like it, but I can understand it.
Yeah.
It's their prerogative. It's their agenda. Like, I get it. Everyone has an agenda and they would like their shit. But taking a search out for a fucking Final Fantasy VII character?
Well, there is
understand.
reasoning. There is some reasoning behind it. The reasoning was that the whole boob thing, because if anyone doesn't know, Tifa Lockhart is well endowed, and that's beyond. That's not even.
No.
That's not even the point. This is a fictional
Cartoon
character
porn.
we're talking about. Fictional character.
So we just went from conspiracy theories to cartoon porn like that.
Rule 34, bud. Really.
Yeah, but you're forgetting about Rule 47.
That I did forget about that one.
No excuses, play like a champion.
Oh. So good. Where's my fart soundboard? Whoa, big one. Some of these might be terrible, and I apologize if they go on for way too long. I think I found the ones that aren't going to be too bad. Quick fart. Oh man, yeah, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm a YouTuber, right? So I deal with this kind of a little bit more, maybe on a little bit more of a basis, and I'm already struggling to get listed by any means on any kind of anything, whatever it means. Let me throw up a link on any social media. And I think that's where most of my traffic actually comes from, is when I link it out. But naturally on YouTube, it's I guess just with gaming in general might be a thing.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like whether you know this or not, I follow, loosely follow like the stuff you do on YouTube because I'm also a YouTuber.
Yeah.
But more a watcher than but we obviously have
I lurk
Boozer
too, man.
TV.
I know what you mean. I'm a lurker.
Yeah, and you and I obviously started the whole Boozer TV thing as an idea together.
Yes.
Well, it's obvious to me and you. I don't know if it's obvious to any other boozers, but any of you other boozers,
it is now.
Are active YouTubers out there. Subscribe to Boozer TV because it was the YouTube channel that Rue and I,
real quick, I'd like to say a nice little fuck you to Richard. Yeah. Fuck you, Richard. Yes, you are already listening to assholes. I hope you continue to listen to us, assholes. Yeah, we're also live while we're doing these podcasts. So this is gonna kind of be maybe a thing I think that you and I wanted to do. We wanted to make these like a live with the boozers, and then we'll post podcasts on the channel.
And well, outside of that too, like the live is fucking cool, but like even like making a podcast that's not live would probably be fucking cool too,
Yeah.
Like, so, kind of like what, I know, one of probably the most popular podcasts on the face of the fucking planet right now, JRE, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Or Rogan. Yeah, that is Rogan. Yeah.
That's what
JRE. Yeah.
JRE. Like they do, most of his aren't live, but every once in a while he does a live one, i.e. tonight. He did his first live one. I think it was tonight.
Yeah.
He did it tonight or last night, but he did his first live one in a while, You do the same kind of thing. Live here and there, not live here and there.
Well, I guess live is kind of a general term since I would probably only be live streaming here with the boozers who are hopefully watching. And we'll take just their questions. You got to be a boozer to be part of it.
Yeah. But I mean, like we could make it a podcast. Like it's not that hard to.
Yeah, it's really not.
So like, yeah, not at all.
Actually, while we're on the subject of that, my friend Mike LaFleur, he's doing Sasquatch on Mars podcast. No, that's wrong. Podcast, and they talk about lyrical breakdowns. They do a lot of they'll take popular songs. I think they did Tool recently, just because that's kind of one of the things that's out there right now, and broke down some old. Well, they did some older songs, but they break down that. Because him and his co-host, they're both singers of bands. They both play guitar in bands. They're like us. Essentially the same shit. Ours is just fueled by beer and absolute ridiculousness. Hopefully.
What was that podcast called again?
Sasquatch on Mars.
I love it. I love the name.
That was their old band. Actually, if you look that up on YouTube as well, I'm pretty sure you'll find their band with such hits as, I think, Bounce, which is about titties.
Well, of course.
Yeah. Watch them titties fucking bounce. So, Mike, I hope you're listening to this. He's a boozer, so he should be, bitch.
A, a, a wise friend of mine once told me that if you were to create a hip hop song called "Me Likey Bouncy," you would have the number one hit.
Me like it bouncy.
Yeah. I mean, tell me he's wrong.
I can't.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
That boy's good.
Yeah, that's the smartest thing I've ever heard anybody say.
Oh man. You know what else we wanted? We did want to talk about the comp. The comp.
Oh yeah, the comp.
What are you gonna do with the comp? You know what I'm on board for? I'm down with doing the art and settling of all, promotional business.
No,
I'll make that look
no,
tight.
this is gonna happen, and
I'll let you explain
specific.
this.
Yeah, all right. So specifically, Kevin Bacon really, really wants this to happen, so we're gonna make this happen.
Yes.
It should have happened a long time ago.
Yes.
It really, really should have happened a long time ago, but it's gonna happen now. And Kevin is really all about this, and I completely understand why. And not that the rest of us aren't. We're all really, really about this, but we're gonna make this happen for Kevin because he loves the idea. I love the idea. Andrew loves the idea,
Absolutely.
and fuck Tim Best.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, I definitely farted after Tim Best.
So a Boozers United music compilation, whatever you want to call it. Um,
That sounds right.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think that it was a necessity for every single band on the comp to be in Boozers, but every single band that's in Boozers, if they want, can be on it. Right? And I think that's the direction we're trying to head.
That sounds right.
So, like, yeah, it does sound right. So, all you boozers out there who are in bands, I mean, it has to sound like a good idea to you too. Why wouldn't it? You know?
And just because I know I'm going to ask this question eventually at some point, it doesn't have to be recent music, right?
No, no, fuck
Okay.
no. You got,
I could use my old recordings from when I was in a band.
yeah, dude. If you are in Boozers, if you are a BU member or
Hi, Debbie.
oh yeah, what's a what's a more fancy name for member? Um,
A more fancy name for member?
yeah.
Cock.
All right, well,
Johnson.
you went the opposite direction of the topic we're talking about, but that's good too.
I
So
will actually pull up thesaurus here. What was the word again? Because now I forgot.
no, we're good. So if you are a BU cock,
Oh, member. Thanks.
and you have ever played in a band,
Representative.
yeah, give us a song. Give us a song.
A boozer affiliate.
Email it, text it to us. Fucking hand deliver it to us. We
Uh,
don't care. We want it.
I will say this because I do a lot of the back end shit. If you can send me these files through Facebook as a message to me, my real name is Andrew Corey, and you can send it to that. You can send it to that account on Facebook. Do that. Do that for me, and I will drag it off the internet and fucking put it into it. Good to
You
go.
see this down here? Debbie is a boozer cock.
Debbie has a boozer cock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes. Hell yes. I don't. I'm trying to see if I can get this chat to fucking show up in live stream here for me. Not me like draining my fucking my
Oh,
bandwidth.
you know what was a remember we talked about my speaking of draining, my thing that was draining.
Your pipe.
Well, when I turned the one piece off, it was like 2% better in like 10 seconds.
Oh, where are we at now?
Uh, 38.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, just had to turn the screen off, buddy.
Yeah.
No problems. Hey, there's a lot of people joining now. Now I can see who's all joining. Hello, Skip, Beth, and Tally. Cast, the BoozerCast.
Tim says he's already got the comp covered. Yeah, well, you know what, Tim? Fuck you.
That's why the tag is there on the cast for everyone to see. Fuck Tim Vass.
And all joking aside, Tim's saying he's got the comp covered. That's a good thing, boozers.
It actually is.
That means that this thing is moving forward, and we are like for real gonna have a fucking BU comp with all fucking bands from BU. I'm not gonna say all the bands from BU, but a large number of bands from BU.
Well, as long as that no talented piece of shit Skip puts his ass on the bill, I'm down with it.
I have his fucking face on a button on my backpack. Every time I'm at work and I go to get something out of my backpack, which is often, I see Skip's face.
It's like a Skip trophy every time.
I see Skip's face in it.
I'm sorry, buddy.
And it makes life a little harder.
Timbo, if you're still there, where you were talking about another run of merch, I believe, was something that came up. Maybe.
I do love you, Skip. Sorry, you know I love you. Oh no. All right. So I wanted to address this at some point too, Andrew, about another run of merch.
Yeah.
So I think what happened there was that somehow the post about buying merch got taken down, and I don't know exactly how that went down, but my thought is maybe we don't have any more merch to sell. So
you talking about the one that was pinned?
Right. So the last pinned post before that, I think, just became by default the number one pinned post, which should be taken down because that post was actually older than the post to buy merch off of, which is still at the top, right? So
right now it's the one that Tim put up there about his pastor and the fine folks at Fourth Shift Printing.
Right.
That's the current one right now. Is that out of date or is that still?
No, it was out of date. It was way out of date. That was the pinned post before the one that's not there anymore. So
I see.
We in the Boozer admins guys are. We are super on top of things.
I just removed it.
Super on top of things.
We're on top of it when you tell me to be on top of it. I just removed it.
We're on top of things.
We're on top of things. I'm gonna drink some of this beer.
Yeah. We definitely don't let old posts end up at the top.
You know that post was from 2018, right?
Yeah, shouldn't do anymore. We definitely don't let things like that happen.
We definitely don't do that.
Super top of things.
Ever.
Super.
Don't ever do that.
So top of things.
I'll never do it again. We're sorry. What's that joke from South Park? We're sorry.
Yeah, like remember that one post?
I remember.
But
no, I don't, man. I smoke too much weed to remember anything.
Times.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah. Well, just so you guys know, there probably will be another post pinned to the top of the page soon about this comp.
I'll pin this to the top of the page. Oh no, I better not do it while we're live though. Let's keep it natural.
Is that what she said?
At this point in the night, man, I've had a lot. to put it into perspective, I've already been to the bar with 2 tabs.
I know. I'm a bottle of fucking red wine deep and moving on to my 12-pack of Heinekens.
Well, I'm about. I have a third left of my first of 2 24 ounces. that I'm working through. And like I said, I can't quit until I finish both of these. I hope you're
And
down, man. I hope you're down. We got to come up with more shit to talk about. Remember 16
bro,
Candles? Remember the
I'm
80s? Oh,
down.
Skip. Thanks, Skip. Remember the
I'm down.
80s? I remember the 80s.
I remember the 80s.
You guys want to
Yeah.
talk about 80s? I'll talk about fucking 80s.
Well, we will. Yeah. Actually, that's a good. Let's talk about the 80s
It's a
right
damn good
after
one.
I give a shout out. I got to give a shout out to somebody.
Shouts, bro.
A nice little boozer here who is going to keep me from being hungover tomorrow. Her name is Melanie Benson, and she told me about activated charcoal pills.
Whoop whoop. Oh, I've tried those.
Yeah,
My boss gave me some.
they work.
Yeah, they do, man. They make my stomach feel great.
They really do. Yeah.
They turn my poop a weird color.
Oh yeah, but I don't give a fuck about weird colored poop over not being hungover. You
I'd
know.
love to share it with all the boozers, but I can't because Black Bottle get it. Shit. Scat porn.
I mean, the scales of justice are like heavily to the fucking charcoal pill side and not so much the fucking colored poop side. Just saying.
I gotta be farting this whole time. Jesus. Yeah, no, that's true. Shout
I,
outs to Melanie.
you could use some charcoal pills yourself, Rue. They help with gas.
Shit. They've worked for me in the past. I'll tell you what. Like I said, it just make my poop weird, but it's fine. Like I said, it's cool. I'd rather have that than the fucking hangover.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, dude, bro,
All
dude.
day, all day.
The hangovers are not coming like they used to come.
We're getting old. It's not. It's not fun after 20. I mean, it is.
Bro,
At the
I mean, like,
moment.
we're getting old. How, like, are you even like? Have you hit 30 yet?
35, dog.
Okay, 35. Okay.
Yeah, almost 35, I should say. In January,
Yeah.
I'll be 35. I'm almost there.
Oh yeah, January will be 35. I mean, fuck, dude. Yeah.
After
I
20, though, everything sucks balls.
I hit the big 4-0 in this past May.
Ah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You're a true Gen X. You know they still consider me I'm a
No, I'm
apparently
not.
you're not
Dude,
either. You should be a Gen Xer.
no, I am a Gen X.
I should be the
I
Gen Xer.
I hit like the last like year of Gen X.
I was
Like
85.
like Gen X goes to like 80 or 81. I was born in 79.
Okay, same, yeah. So I'm still out of that. I'm considered a goddamn millennial.
No, well,
I hate it.
I don't think you're a millennial. I
Thank you.
like
I don't think I am either. I identify as a Gen Xer.
well this is really weird and fucked up.
It
So
really is, honestly.
yeah, there's actually several different official like graphs of when generations start and end.
I'm gonna look that up while we're talking.
It's true. There's like 3 or 4 official ones. And you so you're 34 in was it January you'll be 35, is that what you said?
I'm 85. I'm 1985. So yeah, in January I'll be
January
35.
85.
Yeah.
So technically by what I think is the best structure of the generations,
Yeah.
you would not be a millennial. You would be considered Generation Y.
And I've heard that before. But I'm trying to.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna look up. Actually, I was trying to find what Gen Y was. It looks like it's 77 to 95 is Gen Y, but they still call
well,
Gen Y millennials.
no, it depends. So that the one you're saying that Gen Y is 77 and 95, that is one of the ones that I don't like so much because
Okay.
mainly because it puts me in Gen Y.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But most of the other ones put me in Gen X. But there's one.
Were you in the 70s? Were you at the late 70s or were you in the 80s? You said you were 81?
79.
You're 79. Okay, so yeah, you're right out of that bracket. According to this, yeah. Because it was Gen X would be 65 to 76.
But there's
But yeah, I don't like that either.
No, there's the Gen X should be 65 to 81.
The baby
I
boomers
think,
are accurate.
yeah, the baby boomers are very accurate.
Accurate as fuck. 46 to 64. That's my parents.
No, actually, no. The accurate Gen X one should be 69 to 81.
I would agree with that. Even if
honestly,
it keeps me out of that bracket. Skip is a
yeah.
10-year-old Asian girl.
And honestly, I think it should probably go a little bit later than 81, but I think 81 is the latest that any official like
Yeah.
generation fucking measurer. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know why there's official generate. Like, how do you become
Well,
an official generation measure?
here's how I feel about it. Okay, so baby boomers are accurate. I feel that that's fine. You know, the 50s. Most of our parents, my parents were born in the 50s. You know, in 1950 to be actually accurate. Her brother, she was the oldest of 8. So you go back down from there. But so baby boomers, you know, you got them right there. And then so she was in her 30s when I was born, mid 30s, but probably about the age that I am right now. Actually, I was young because I have a daughter. She's almost 13. Which is born on my same birthday, so that makes things easy. But
Wait, your daughter was born on your birthday?
oh yeah, January 12th.
Oh shit.
Yep. I'm January 12th, 1985, and she is January 12th, 2007. Absolutely.
No shit.
Awesome. I was 22 years old. Yep. So my mom, I was actually 10 years younger than my parents were when they had me. So to put that into perspective, that's where the baby boomers were having kids. They were having kids in their 30s.
No, dude, I was. I mean, let's call fucking kettle fucking black right now. But I same thing. My mom was a baby boomer.
Are your folks older than 1945?
No.
Okay.
Both my parents were born in 48.
Okay, then they're baby boomers. Yeah.
Yeah, and they totally are. And they had me. They were both 30.
Yeah.
When I was.
Yeah. So see, I think that generation waited to have kids. It's not like our generation did. Our generation fucked up. I know I did.
Oh, dude,
not that my kids a fuck up, but you know what I mean.
That's why they're called the baby boomers, because they were the first generation to wait to have kids.
There was a goddamn depression going on. What else were they gonna do but fuck like wild rabbits?
I think I have this weird theory. I don't know how well anybody listening to this, or even you yourself, Rue, knows history, especially about like the Depression and stuff like this. But
I'm an amateur, but I like history a whole lot.
So I have this weird theory that the Depression did not actually start in the early 30s. The Great Depression started in 1939 when the U.S. decided to fucking do that gold seizure.
Was that was that prior to World War I or during?
No. It was after World War I. So it was
before World War II.
It was like at the beginning of World War II.
Okay.
Kind of what started World War II. A lot of people think it. So officially, the gold seizure of 1939 didn't finance World War II, but most people think it did.
Not on paper.
Kind of. I mean, the United States seized everyone's gold in the country. That's what the government did. The government said, fuck you, that's our gold. And they went to everyone's houses and took their gold.
Your state isn't a mine.
Yeah, they did that shit. It's real. It happened.
Damn.
Yeah. And everyone had to turn over their gold.
That sounds like that would cause a depression right away.
If you had a ton of it, and you were up front, they paid you for it. But if you tried to hide it from them, they fucking took it from you and didn't give you shit.
We would call that the silent generation? Is that what that generation was? The traditionalists?
I think it's the greatest generation.
The great generation, or the goal, or something like that?
Yeah, is technically, I think it's most commonly referred to as the greatest generation. But there's many names.
Yeah.
And you might be right on a couple of the ones you said, but yeah. So I think the Great Depression was started by the gold seizure and World War II. I don't think, this is all just stupid bullshit because the Great Depression probably started much earlier than that. But
war will do that.
Well, yeah. I mean that was the beginning. Without getting too deep into this, that was the beginning of the boom of the military-industrial complex.
Oh, the boom.
It existed before that, but
like when they fucked wildly and had babies.
Right, putting it into full force
and bringing it back.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, I've just about finished my first beer.
Ooh, actually, you know what?
It's kind of warm now.
Mine, I I did finish my first beer, and before I go get another one, I'm gonna finish this actually last glass of wine that I had from my bottle, which I hadn't actually drank the whole thing yet.
All right. Yeah, I hope you boosters are enjoying this. It looks like there's about 6, 7 some of you fuckers still watching. So, you guys can keep commenting if you want us to talk about any kind of other bullshit while we're going on a rant about generations and depressions and world wars. That's what you get when you listen to boozers talking, and I think it's great. I think conversation is always good.
I'm a historian, man. Like,
I dig it. I dig it, dude.
If you ask me questions, I'm going to talk about fucking history and tell you about shit that happened that you probably don't know about.
I like your style, sir. Richard C is on the edge of his seat.
Yeah, I mean, if you get me going, sometimes I won't stop. But like at the same time, like I know, like the Boozer group and not BU, but just like everyone who's a boozer on this planet, along with
we might be one of the first to glorify it in all its glory. I think that's something we could talk about. That would be a great topic. The fact that most things that people used to find entertaining or leisure activity, things that are good, things that are fun, are now kind of like becoming taboo almost. Like this whole thing that we were talking about a little bit earlier when we started this about the YouTube thing and blocking Tifa as a search term. It's just like it's become censorship. Censorship land, and that sucks because, like, well, I remember that we were also talking about the 80s too, and how awesome the 80s were. We actually never got into the 80s. This will tie in real good to the 80s. Yeah,
let's talk about the fucking 80s. We said we were going to do it.
The 80s were fucking great. I mean, like nobody gave a fuck. You had Richard Pryor, you had Rodney Dangerfield,
Eddie Murphy.
Fucking Murray, Eddie Murphy. Fuck yes, dude. They didn't give a shit.
Fucking Paul Mooney. Yeah. No, it's fucking one of my all-time favorite, like George Carlin.
Oh yes.
Granted, he didn't come from the 80s, but he was in full force in the 80s.
And
Cheech and Chong.
Same thing actually. Yeah, they probably didn't come from the 80s, but in full force in the 80s.
Yeah, they're in full force.
Their movies were already popular by the 80s. They had come out in the 70s. Yeah.
The 80s was a great. If you don't like the 80s, I don't fucking like you.
It's almost funny because my kid, who is, like I said, almost 13, has started to find out about a bunch of stuff that I haven't showed her. It's all 80s related. And I blame Stranger Things. Which is fine because it is. It's a great show. I fucking love it. Ghostbusters. Fucking arcades.
I mean, the 80s gave us fucking the Pirates of Darkwater.
Oh, no, that was the 90s, man. Pirates of Darkwater? That was the 90s. Okay, you know what though? 90s were great too.
I'm pretty sure it was 89.
The Corys from the 80s.
Are you sure?
What is that? Debbie asked about that one, and I feel like I remember that one. Corys. The talk about Corey Hart and Corey
Feldman and Corey Haim.
Corey Haim.
Yeah, like the greatest Corey duo of all time.
Who's Corey Hart? Is that's Canadian?
Another one. It's not just by default. Not because there wasn't another Corey duo. They were the best because they were the best.
This is the best.
Feldman, yeah. Oh, Debbie, we know. We know.
Blow a big old fart for you.
I mean, mouth, Goonies.
Ooh. Ooh, Goonies.
I mean, who hasn't seen the Goonies?
Somebody that I don't want to meet.
You know what else the 80s were really great for? No bras.
Or cone-shaped bras. Was that the 80s? With the pointy tits with Madonna?
Madonna, yeah.
Yeah. What's the thing?
It's a magical time.
When did chicks stop? When did chicks start shaving? That's what I want to know.
Uh,
When did that become a thing? Because I watched the movie The Wolf of Wall Street, and in that movie, which take place in the 80s, Margot Robbie does not have a merkin on.
I don't think that part was accurate.
I agree.
But I think it's more like when did trimming start? You know, because like the 70s, 60s, and 70s were both like full bush. You
Yeah,
know,
there was no
uh,
maintenance done. And
yeah,
the
it was like,
dudes fall into the category as well. Don't worry, ladies.
oh yeah, it was like full on clown wig on both sexes.
Oh yeah.
You know, Ronald McDonald is a metaphor, right? You guys know that, right?
Fucking tear gas in the face.
You could figure that one out. But yeah, it was when did the trimming start? Because you know, it didn't just go from like full bush to fucking astroturf. You know.
Debbie, you can keep laughing there in the chat, but you can also answer this question. We need some expertise.
Yeah, yeah, Debbie, you're like it's 70s bush. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. But when did the trimming start? I feel like it was like right around the change from the 80s to the 90s.
I remember as a young budding teenager, most of the magazines, the fat books, if you will, did not have a whole lot of shaving in them. It
No,
wasn't.
I remember, you know,
This
Andrew,
is
I got
old.
a good story.
This is old school Playboy. I'm probably talking about.
No, I have a good story here. I remember when I saw my first in person full bush on like not somebody's mom, you know, like my own mom or like, you know, or like somebody else's mom, you know, because when you're a kid, like that happens. Well, at least it did in my world. In the 80s, it did. People were much more open with their nakedness in the 80s and the 70s.
It was kind of really popular.
But like a chick that was my own age, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I was on the bus home from God, this was
Year number two.
it was yeah, yeah. I like that you're categorizing. Or at least keeping tabs. Keeping tabs is a good thing. So this would have been it would have been in the 90s. It would have
90s.
been
His DJ agrees.
it was either 92 or 93. It's definitely one
Richard
of those.
also agrees that it's around the 90s that was a thing. It started becoming.
So I would have been in either eighth or ninth grade, so either middle school or a freshman in high school. I was in the back of the bus and getting dropped off, and there was this girl that was like consistently like all over me at that age, and I didn't know what to do with it. At that point in time, I wish I did, but I had not been taught any of that shit because
How do you fucking be taught that?
well,
Who teaches that? You have to go through that to learn that.
well, I'll tell you who teaches it. Your dad teaches it, which I didn't really have like up until that point. I just had a mom for the most part. Um, my dad was just kind of here and there. So
Go on with your porno story.
yeah, like yeah, my parents got divorced when I was 4, so that set the context.
Well, now I've got to turn off the porno music. All right.
But this chick in the back of the bus, it was either in eighth or ninth grade. She didn't like flash me, but she had like short shorts on.
You said freshman year around?
Or maybe eighth grade.
Yeah.
So where I went to school, eighth grade was still middle school. And ninth
Bus
grade
ride.
yeah, I think it was eighth grade. Yeah, like right before I got off the bus, she like flashed me, like, but not like flashed me. She didn't like pull like. I'm not talking about titty flash. I'm talking about like bush flash.
Oh yeah.
And she showed me what was up on the bus, pulling her shorts aside, and And like, and you know, at that age, like I'd already watched.
I had a
and stuff.
very similar story.
80s, right?
But keep going. I had a very similar story though.
Yeah, it was all 80s porn at that point in time. So like I thought I knew what to expect.
There it is.
I was wrong.
There it was.
Yeah, I was so wrong.
This is not what I expected to see.
And I was surprised. and I was
maybe a little confused.
I was a lot bit confused. I was a little bit hurt. A lot bit aroused.
Debbie, I hope your Wi-Fi comes back from this because you want to hear this story.
But like, if right now me knew what back then me did not know, I mean, I definitely would have gotten laid like 10 minutes later.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, fuck me too. In that instance, we all got off at the same bus stop, and she like followed me around to my house. Was like trying to come. I lived in the basement of my house.
Trying to come.
And I had my own. Yeah, right. I had my own entrance to even then, like the basement or whatever, and I could just freely come and go as I please. And she was trying to follow me down there. Was getting off the bus, and her fucking friend stopped her from doing it.
Oh, that's not good. That's like a cock block.
And totally. And
it's a cunt block.
Keep her down there. I had no fucking clue. She was just like,
call that Taco Blocko.
And I want to come down in your fucking basement with you after she flashed me on the fucking bus.
Damn.
And her stupid ass fucking friend.
What a jip.
Fucking made me lose my virginity like years later. You know.
Debbie imagines you pulling pubes out of your mouth.
Yeah. You know. I mean, not that many years, but you know, like
I get you.
At least 2. You know.
Well, I went to Catholic school. I went to a Catholic school, and this girl, you know, so obviously, yes, skirts, uniforms, guys in slacks, tucked in shirt, all that. God, Christ.
Ooh,
all
dude,
that,
really?
All that and more.
Ew.
But,
ladies and gentlemen, this is
Captain. Ew.
Not the song that I want.
Sorry. I'm sorry, and I mean that from the heart.
Thank you. But I went to the library, and this girl that I was not attracted to, and not because she wasn't pretty, she was a very attractive girl. Just was kind of the one that was known as the, like for a better term, loose girl around. And I was a nerd who had no idea what he was doing. Interested in another girl at the time as well. And went to the library with her because I got detention for calling someone a vaginal reference.
I always wish I had a library story. I don't have one.
I have a Catholic schoolgirl.
You have a Catholic schoolgirl?
I have a few of these actually.
Library story?
I have a few. This was the weakest one. This is the low tier. So anyway, I'm building this up for no reason. There's really no build up to this. Basically, what this ended up being was I went into detention with this girl who, you know, totally wearing the Catholic schoolgirl outfit, and tells me flat out, totally down, go to the bathroom with me and my friend and her friend, do a deed or two, and I'm down with this. I'm cool with this because her friend was. And again, I'm not trying to shame here or anything like that. just was not my type. She just wasn't my type.
How old were you?
Oh god damn it. 15? I don't know. It was sophomore year of high school.
What are you gonna say? No?
Yeah. What am I gonna say? No? Well, guess who said no? My friend says no.
Ugh.
He doesn't want to go because we have to leave. We're in fucking computer club. We're already dorks. Staying after school to play fucking video games on a school computer. Our house computer sucked.
I don't mean this as a mean question. This is an honest question.
Go ahead.
Did he end up gay?
I think so.
Oh, See?
That's a
See?
story. That's a story for another time. That's a story for another time. But
Honest.
anyways. Yes. So we go to the bathroom. We start almost getting there, and then he drags me out of the fucking stall, literally grabs me by my shoulder and says, "The ride's here. We gotta go." That. I didn't see a female titty until I was 17.
Oh, you poor unfortunate.
But I did get to see a female titty that day, and that was another thing. We were talking about the bush. That was part of it, because yes, I saw some flashing action. Flashing action, and there was some Bushinita flashing out the sides. Bring me a shrubbery.
There should have been action figures in the 80s.
Oh man, totally.
There should have been.
Thank you, Richard.
Yes, Richard. Thank you. You dick.
Dick.
Fucking dick.
Oh man, yeah, but I don't. So yeah, there we go. There's the stories of old. I have to drink this beer. I'm slacking on my beer.
Well, there's if any of you boozers are chiming in right now. Richard Craddock seems to be a little active. What are you guys drinking tonight?
Yes, you drinkers. Where are you, drinkers?
I'm interested. What are you drinking?
Oh yeah, I was talking about that earlier. That this is like probably one of the only glorified drinking channels you'll ever find.
Yeah, I mean it's great.
Leisure activity. It's we're not about overdoing it, you know. Maybe Rick.
Yeah. No. What are you talking about?
Rick, buddy.
Rick,
if you're there, buddy, I'll help you out, man. But you can't be posting that shit.
Rick doesn't overdo anything.
No, really?
All right.
I love piss.
Yeah, just for anybody who hasn't been in Boozers for a minute,
Still something.
if you don't know, I'm gonna let everybody know. I know there's not that many people listening right now, but we're gonna turn this into a podcast so you can listen at any time. That will happen. So, in that interest, Rick was the first, and I believe at this point the only, boozer to drink his own piss on tape, on Boozers. I mean, he won a lot of things for it. Praise.
Richard, you are correct. He is a goddamn professional.
No, he is a professional. God damn. I mean, Rick Esparza is our resident Mexican.
He's like our Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's our gay Mexican, toothless, hockey playing, boozing slut. Is the slut's appropriate, right?
Dirty little slut.
And yeah,
with a fart.
And I mean none of those things derogatory. Like,
of course we don't. We love him.
No, I mean every word I said with love. Every single word.
I can follow any sentence you say with a fart. I love having the power. I think this has been a good inaugural first little BoozerCast. I can keep going, man. We're not quite breaking the hour. I'd like to go on for an hour at least, if you're down with that.
Yeah, I'll go on longer. I don't care.
Shit. As long as we got people watching, we still got a few of us. So Boozers, couple watching. I know Richard is the goddamn pioneer, blazing the trail here. Hey, Miss Passer has just joined.
Hey, all I'm saying is, Andrew's like these.
Yeah, man. We just getting drunk, making some noise.
It doesn't have, people don't have to be listening live. We, make it a podcast. People can listen in any time.
Very true.
That's right. It's BoozerCast.
You know what it is though, is I start running out of ideas, so I start looking at the chat board and I'm like, oh, there is something to talk about.
Oh, don't even.
Makes my life easy. But hey, I am used to sitting around talking to myself. I can do that all day.
Just ask me. I got plenty of stuff to talk about always.
Heard Matt can go all night.
Yeah, I can.
Hey, here's a question I have for you, and it's a very serious one, man, if you're down to talk about this.
Yeah.
Where's Flask?
Who?
Where the fuck is Flask?
No
You know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you know. Don't laugh it off. You know what I'm talking about. Where's Flask?
I have no idea.
I don't. You know, Flask doesn't tell anyone when he leaves. I know this about Flask, and that asshole Carl is the only way I know that Flask is gone for a moment.
Okay, well,
Carl.
All right. Completely honestly here. Instead of all the times I ever did Flask, it was all just me, and you know more than anybody else, just setting my camera up and kind of going, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and after doing, I don't know, 4 or 5 different ones, right? Three or four,
something like that.
I need to write them versus just go. Just going was good for the first few times, but
needs some work is what you're saying. Needs a little
touch.
Yeah.
I need to put a little bit more love into it.
I understand that. I get that.
So I've kind of been actively writing that along with, I mean, some other things, but
Savage.
And
see, Debbie wanted to know about Flask. I knew you boozers would like me to ask it, just at least so we can find out. So now we can fucking put it to bed.
Flask is not gone.
Flask is not gone.
Flask is not gone.
I can help you with that.
Yeah. Flask is not gone. I will tell you that with certainty.
I have been totally devoted to goddamn video editing, bro. I can do this for days now.
And thank you for, like, you've done a lot of video editing for me specifically. And I'll thank you for the rest of my band as well, because you've done some for them as well, but more so for me. You've done a lot of video editing for me.
No problem. I do it for the band too, man. I'm down with some Savage.
But I mean, it was like specifically asked of from me, but really it was for the Boozers.
Well, I like the Boozers too. You guys are all right.
Yeah, you know, that was the
You might be a bunch of degenerate fucks, but you're all right. We like you, degenerate fucks.
Drink more booze.
All right.
I'm gonna say the first, like, positive negative. It's like, if you guys think you're alcoholics, yeah, you probably are. Just like me and everybody else. But fuck that. Just keep drinking.
These are our meetings.
Yeah. Just drink it. It's the best advice you'll ever get.
Yeah. You know, I'll get real. I'll get real here for a second. I feel that I'm getting older, right? You know, I'm almost 35. I don't feel like I have a whole lot of shit to show for my life. I think I'm talented, and I don't have a complex. You know, yeah. I'm not depressed. You know, I really don't understand what that is because I've never had it. You know, so I hope that makes sense to people that do actually have that condition. And I know it is a condition, and I'm not trying to make light of it. I'm just saying that I don't understand it because I've never had it, and I don't think I ever will have it.
Have what?
Depression, or I feel like if I have any kind of mental anything, it's anger. I have a little bit of an anger problem when I get pissed off sometimes, traffic and shit. But everyone has it, I think.
Uh,
I don't
I
know.
won't get deep into it.
Yeah, I won't get too much into that part, but
No. It's a good thing to
yeah.
talk about.
But
But
where I was getting at was like, I'm almost 35 years old, and I don't feel like I'm where I should be in my life. However, like I said, that's where I was getting into, is that it doesn't make me sad or anything. It just makes me want to. Well, I drink all the time, so it kind of puts it out of sight, out of mind. And I think when it comes to the boozers, in specifics, and why I've been wanted to be part of this since back in the punk rock boozer, before we were the goddamn champions. It was a crew, it was a community of people that were like all fucking. You could be in a bad mood and talk to your friends in the group about shit, and it's still like that, and that's what's great. And it's never been about politics. It's never been about personal. If it's personal garbage, it's very much just like a throw me some love. Throw me some love. I need some support from my boozers. And I think that's great. I think that's mostly what the group should always be about.
Yeah. Should we tell, being this is like the first actual like BoozerCast, should we tell the history and the story of how BU came to be?
Absolutely. My memory might be a little skewed. You might have a bit better perspective on this than I do.
I mean,
I can tell you my perspective of it from what I did in that old group, but absolutely, yeah, we should totally talk about that.
I'm unsure between the two of us who was in PRB longer.
You.
I'm unsure.
I was in the group. Okay, punk rock boozers, and I'm not gonna name the names of admins back then.
Yeah,
I don't think that's necessary.
No names.
That's not necessary. No names.
We'll just tell the history. No names.
Just history. Yeah.
No
need for that.
We're not gonna trash them. It's fine. Like whatever, they did what they did, and
we're not those people.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So punk rock boozers. It was punk rock boozers, and I became part of the group because Wally, Warren from Flag on Fire, got me into the group. So if you were prior to Warren, then you were an older group member than me.
No, I'm pretty sure actually indirectly Warren was the reason I was in there too.
That probably makes sense because we all came from that whole music thing.
Because the bassist in my band, Matt Valdemar,
Wait, hold on. Debbie said me because Justin added in 2016. Is that when PRB was active?
No, well, yeah, it was active. But
damn, it's that old already. Shit, been 3 fucking years.
I don't even know who Justin is, Debbie. To be honest with you, maybe I'm just
She might be talking about Narski.
Oh yeah, she is.
Added in 2016 and the PRB group. That's what we're talking about. Anyway, we'll get back to topic, but yeah.
Yeah, Debbie, probably 2015, because and I'm specifically talking to you right now, Debbie. I think you and I came into this group at a very similar time.
Fuck, this weed is good.
I love you right now. All right, but anyways, regardless.
Yeah, punk rock boozers.
BU stemmed
from that group.
From a group on Facebook called Punk Rock Boozers.
Essentially kind of the same values that we have. It's all about music and drinking.
It's the same exact values, but Punk Rock Boozers, if I'm not mistaken, was founded on pretty much just punk rock. More so than boozing, right? And
I felt that sentiment pretty quick. And that's why I think I got friends with you guys, because you guys were the fellow musicians. Maybe not Bako. I don't know how I got friends with that fucker. But I love you, Bako.
No, Bako used to play in a band. Yep. He was a bassist, but
Well, that's how I met
after.
Bill, because Bill was a bassist and Bill was down with metal. That's how me and Bill became friends, like right off the bat when he was still in PRB.
Yeah, and Bill actually went on tour with the Prozacs
Yeah.
uh, at some point in time. But yeah, I mean, like, he was a big part of punk rock boozers for a while. His little Millennium Falcon, like,
DJ has a good point. The admins kept adding family and coworkers to that group.
yes, yeah, yeah, that is very
Probably
true. And
added some extra
it
bullshit.
was, yeah, it was family, coworkers, and a lot of people in punk rock bands. It's
And then the friends of those punk rock fans or bands added people like
or
me.
or, or at least the people in the punk rock bands that actually enjoyed being in the group, and the active,
Yeah.
because that group had a lot of non-active people.
Oh, a ton, man,
And
because people would add people and then none of them would really be, it was just kind of there wasn't like how we have. There isn't a what are we're closed, but we're not private, right? We have a closed group, just not a private group. Is that what it is? I
oh,
can't remember what we've
we're
got.
secret.
We're secret?
Yeah, no, we're secret.
Oh yeah, we are. I'm
It,
looking right at it. Yeah, there it is.
it's the same point,
Yeah.
but
Not secret from the Zuckbot though.
no, nobody's
Can't
secret.
stress that enough.
It's the same point, but we don't just like add, like, search out and add people in like prominent punk rock bands,
Right.
because that was like a big thing that happened with punk rock boozers for a while.
And see,
And so there was like,
I didn't really know any of that background shit that was going on. I only saw the fact that the admins were kind of being dicks to everyone.
all right, no, they weren't being dicks to everybody. What?
It's a hard thing to say, really. Yeah, you're right. They were.
They weren't being dicks. It was that with the more and more people that ended
Well,
up in the
honest to
group,
God, they were dicks to me for no reason at all. I did
well, they were
nothing to these folks, and just one of them in particular, really. And you know which one I'm talking about.
yeah, one of them was a giant fucking asshole to me for literally
Yeah.
no reason.
Same here.
Actually, no, it wasn't. All I did was tell her that I could get them a way better price on t-shirts than what they said they were getting. And for telling her that
Oh, that's
and
it.
saying, hey, please email me, like, I can help out. And
Shit
for doing
got
that,
weird in it.
I got blocked.
Yeah.
Not by the group, but just by her.
I remember I gave them, and it was actually me, as one of the admins of You Fine Folks, that had brought this up and was trying to give like a little redemption for them. I think it was maybe when this group started, like really early when we started BU, and I wanted to give them a shot because the nicer half of the two had messaged me first. Actually, you didn't know that. He came to me
About the what?
about the fact that we had another group that was operating.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's where all that, like, so you might not remember, it was a while back. It was like when we first started all this, and we tried to give them, we tried to give them a little bit of a redemption kind of thing and bring it back. And then immediately what happened that we thought would happen did happen. And,
yeah, I remember. No, I said, I said, but it's the point, without getting too off track here, like, the point being is we had this really, really great group.
Yeah.
It was great. It was called Punk Rock Boozers.
How I met you, fucks.
And I was relatively new to it because my band had just kind of taken off.
The shirts were awful. Thank you, Debbie.
Yeah, they were. I still, actually, Debbie.
I don't mean to call you out with your comment on that, but I mean, everyone could agree they were terrible, man. They were fucking iron-ons.
They were
fucking iron-ons.
I know they wasted all their money, but I still have mine. I never washed it or dried it. It's hanging in my closet, and I'm waiting for the appropriate time to burn it. Yeah.
Maybe a natural disaster.
Yeah, but anyways,
continue.
Yeah. the point being is that it was a really great thing that was going on. A really, really great thing.
I met you fuckers.
Granted, whoever they invited, and they didn't invite, it didn't matter. There was like a whole bunch of alcoholics who got together and created an online bar of a bunch of punk rockers and like
Metalheads.
just and just it was like it wasn't a ton of like-minded people, even though we kind of were. It was just a whole bunch of people who didn't want to start drama with each other. They just wanted to have a good time with each other.
That's what it is now, for sure.
Yeah, it was really, really great. And that's what we have now as well.
We've
But
been
it
going.
went sour. It went sour. And the only reason it went sour was because of the people that ran the group. Like, if the people that ran the group would have just sat back and done nothing, it would have been the coolest thing ever.
And what if?
Yeah. But they didn't sit back and do
Which is
nothing.
great because we can.
Yeah. So,
Just
yeah, I
sit
know,
back
right?
and chill.
Like, for real. They
This
didn't
this
sit
group
back and
moderates
do nothing.
itself.
They fucking decided to hate on people when they didn't like certain things.
And I really don't think that it was mean spirited at heart. I really just think that it came from a place that was like just feeling like there's so much competition. I think when there wasn't any competition there, when you bring a group of people together, you have
Yeah.
all these
Oh,
different styles and everyone that likes what they like and everyone has an opinion, be it political or social. It doesn't matter what it is. Some people are gonna clash. Some people are just not gonna fucking get along with other people. It's just common, and especially in the day and age of computers and texting,
no,
when
you're
all you
right.
can do is fucking type, and that's what you're supposed to gauge someone's attitude off of. Like you and I can
And
talk and hear me talking about this, but like you can't hear that when you're typing it out. There's a disconnection.
right, you're absolutely correct. And instead of looking at it like that, or looking at it like, I could take a step take
Yeah.
a step back and apologize to somebody
Jealousy of other
and just,
women. Thank you, DJ.
yeah, and kind of smooth things out. They doubled down in the opposite direction
Yeah.
and started like hammering the people that were standing up for the people that they were like kind of incoherently
Yeah, and I think
pressuring to do
I,
things,
and
you
I
know?
really hate to put it this way, but I think that some of it did have to do with people's affiliations with a political agenda or another. I think that came into play a few times, which is why we have a rule. That's kind of why we have a rule of like no fucking politics. Like we don't need politics in Boosters United. Why would you
Yeah.
bring up politics with a group of drinkers? You don't need that shit.
And as as accurate as you are right there,
I know.
I don't think politics was
It wasn't a detractor, is what I'm saying.
was
It was
like the
just based on
prime.
certain people that had, you know what I mean? Like when someone has affiliation towards something else, some people think of them in a different light.
No, you're absolutely right. I definitely think that there were opinions made because of politics,
Right,
but
right.
politics was never like vocally brought
No,
up.
I'd agree with that too. I don't think they were like ever the center focus, but they were. You could tell
Underlying, underlying tone.
tones, right? Right.
Politics were definitely underlying tone there. Uh, but regardless of that fact, the
Yeah.
it gets the point here. The point being is that like these people ran a good ship for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when some underlying tones like politics and some other things started happening, they started freaking out, but probably not telling everyone what the real reasons why they were doing things. What?
Quote unquote original PRB.
Yeah, yeah. And
All that.
and what happened is that they changed the group unfoundedly from a secret group which we're like basically we're all in an online bar at this point that
Yeah,
is devoid of anybody's work being able to see what they're doing in this group, which is currently what we are.
that's the only
Secret
other
group.
rule that we have is we don't share
Yeah.
outside of the group. It's like no politics and don't share shit outside of the group. And no one ever breaks that rule. Ever,
Yeah, no
ever.
one.
We've never had a problem with that. Ever. Not once.
And that was the rule with the old admins.
Right.
And they themselves broke the fucking rule because they changed the group from secret to closed without telling anyone.
That is exactly what did it.
And just left it there.
They
and
dropped the goddamn bomb and it blew up.
Yep. And they had neglected the group for a couple months previous to that. So everybody was in fucking limbo because people started asking questions. Hey, what's going on? Nobody's monitoring anything.
Yeah.
Like this is happening. This is happening. And they weren't answering any personal messages, any private messages, any direct messages. They weren't answering a goddamn thing. And everybody was like, what the fuck is going on? This shit is running rampant. And
what is this even?
Yeah, what is happening? And then all of a sudden the group went from being fucking secret to closed.
Yeah.
And then
well, now wait, hold on, real quick. Let me just make a statement about difference between secret and closed. A secret group has to have admin add any member who tries to add someone to the group, and admin has to approve it. In a closed group, that's not the case. In a closed group, it's still not visible to the search engine, but any member can add anyone they want. I think the admins have the option to turn that off, but by default, in a closed group, it's on. Any member can do whatever they want.
Well, but really the biggest thing about the closed group is that you can search for it.
Yeah.
On Facebook. So if somebody tells you about it, you can search for it, find it, and ask to join. And like you said, the default setting is any member can accept that ask. It can be turned off.
It can be.
But you have to be an admin.
Yeah, it requires an approval. And like you said, the secret groups, they're not all the way listed, you know. So, I think that's great. I think that's fine, especially for a group like us.
But regardless, the admins at the time for what we were talking about turned the function to...
Hi, Andy. Welcome to the show.
Anybody can join.
Right.
Which is also a function you can do, which is... in a closed group, people can search for it and hit join, and they automatically are in. And that's what they did. And all of a sudden...
and then what happens?
Online bar, kind of like small but large family.
Becomes a shit show, troll show.
3 times the size and a shit show. And we are constantly some of the more active people in the group and some of the very, very active people in the group are constantly hitting up the admins because we were all friends at the time, being like, hey, what's happening? Hey, what are you guys doing? Hey, this, hey, that. And we're not getting any responses for months.
Nada.
Bitter because our like Facebook, but not Facebook, you know, our online bar Facebook that we don't have to worry about our jobs seeing is now suspect.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
And those admins,
it was a dark time.
Eventually answered us, and we were like, hey, are you guys going to continue to admin this group like you once did? And can we get it back to secret? And their answer to us was no. We're going to leave it as it is now. And no, you guys cannot have control of it.
Is this because they wanted popularity? Is that the reason?
No clue. No one has any clue why.
I mean, I can only assume so much. You know, if it's if it's internet clout, or if it's spite against someone, or that could be very plausible.
I don't know
I don't know,
if
man.
it's spite. I mean, I
Let
can
me.
only assume spite. Spite is the only thing I can assume.
I want to get into how we got started with BU, but before I do that,
Yeah.
I want to share my part of it. About how I became part of DRB.
Okay.
Kind of what happened with that. So it was Warren from Flag on Fire who introduced me back in his drinking days. He's sober now, and I'm fucking proud of him. Motherfucker's been sober as fuck, and I love you, Warren. I know you're probably not watching this because you're not a boozer anymore. Well, you are a boozer with us. Always.
Once a boozer, always a boozer.
Once a boozer, always at heart, brother. And he hasn't been drinking. And I'm so fucking proud of Warren, man. I can't stress how proud of him.
I also love Warren, Andrew. My band toured with his band a little bit.
It was because of him that I even got into punk rock boozers and met all of you fuckers. That's definitely where all that stemmed from.
I'm pretty sure Warren is who got my bassist in the boozers, who got the rest of us boozers.
Oh, well, Swinger, so, you got a Swinger?
No, Valdemar.
Valdemar.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Warren is who invited him, and he invited the rest of us. So I'm pretty sure we both got into boozers because of Warren.
Well, yeah, totally.
It's ironic now.
It is, and shout out to Tito, who's still one of us.
Tito is still one of us. I love you. Love you.
And I'm not really the biggest punk rocker, to be honest with you guys. And most people that know me actually know that. I play in a fucking death metal band.
Yeah, I know this.
But I do enjoy it. I do enjoy punk rock. I enjoy all kinds of shit. But I was brought into this group mainly because I was a boozer. And that's what Warren thought was funny. And it's like, oh, you should come hang out. You like music? You play in a band? You guys have played with my band before. You drink a whole lot. So come check out this fuckers. And then I met friends with you and Baco, unfortunately, and Tim, unfortunately. On that shit. Rest of history. But like we became like I was kind of the new guy back then. And I made friends with Bill too. And in case you guys don't know about our what do we call it? A sister group or a brother group or something? The Metalhead Boozers. It totally exists for all of us metalhead fuckers. Totally love each other. It's great. It's like having two groups that are just like at competition at once too.
Yeah,
we should bring back. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. But yeah, met a lot of good friends. That's the point. Like I met a lot of cool you motherfuckers. Like out of all that, and I would see all this going on. You know, all this drama that the admins were kind of dressing at one point or another.
It was the number one rule of the fucking group was no drama.
Right.
And people that ran the group, all they were doing was creating all of it.
Right. And so I think one of my things is I came in there and I started like talking about drawing shit. You know, I drew some doodles with some people and fucked around and made some pictures. You know, that's how I introduced myself. I'll draw some fucking cartoons and everyone's like, "Oh, you're fucking talented." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." Thanks.
No, I remember that. I remember when you were drawing cartoons of people. Yeah. They were fucking awesome.
Yeah. I had fun with it. I thought it was cool. So that's how I like to say hello. I have talents. I can do stuff. And I think that's why I think I might have actually been the one to go to either I think it was you. It might have been you. That was like, you should make me an admin so I can do all the banner updates and do all the artwork.
No. It wasn't me. It was all of us.
It was all of them. Oh, just all of y'all at once. Yeah.
No, because remember myself, Kevin, and
speaking of drawing, yes, Debbie, I see it. I see your message.
And Nut Bandit.
The Nut.
If you guys don't know who the Nut Bandit is, it's Tim. That's his nickname, the Nut Bandit. It all makes sense now, right?
If you think about it.
Yeah. You don't.
Not really hard.
Yeah. But Tim, Kevin, and I were the biggest three advocates of why are you guys destroying this really cool thing that we have in Punk Rock Boozer.
And I noticed that. That's why I think all of us became the admins of BU, because I think the four of us fucking figured that out really quick.
Yeah. And it was like
really fast.
We were like, why are you guys doing this? And they basically told us to go fuck ourselves.
Yeah.
we were like, can we just get control of Punk Rock Boozers? And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Kevin even told them, hey, can you just hand over control to us? And when you guys want to come back and do it like you were doing it, we will
Yeah,
gladly hand control back to you. No questions asked.
that's
And they
right.
told Kevin to go fuck himself.
There was an original agreement in place. You're correct.
And so
I remember
when
that.
that happened, Kevin, Tim, and I were like, fuck this. Let's just start a new thing that's our own thing, exactly like that. And just send out a group text to like
It almost sounds terrible that we have to
200
describe it
people of the
that
group.
way.
Yeah.
Let's
And
do
that's
the same
exactly
group
what,
that they just did, exactly like that. That was always like their biggest shit against us too.
yeah. And it was like, well, that would have, yeah, like,
Well, here's my thing about it. It's not like it was ever an original idea. I mean, anyone can go on the internet and say, hey, here's a group about drinking.
it's an online, right. It's an online bar. Like, it's an online bar. That's
Yeah.
what this, it's a fucking online bar.
Hell yeah, we can cheers our friends from afar.
It's that simple. Yeah.
I've met fuckers from Australia because of this shit.
Yeah. I've had Australia's. I've had people from Australia
Cletus
stay
has
at my
been
house
Cletus has been
because of this
inside my
shit.
house. Yes, he has. I've had one. I got
Like,
the I got the
been
Vegemite to
in
prove it.
He's roadied for my band. Like, yeah, like
That's awesome. That's even
because,
cooler.
like, yeah, like I just nobody understands why.
That was what was the greatest
When,
thing about that
oh,
group, though. That was like the coolest fucking thing about it is the fact that we all were like a bunch of fucking degenerate drinkers who liked the same kind of music. You know, there was definitely some camaraderie there. I mean, that's why I'm even though I wasn't much of a punk rocker, I think that still is what brought me in was the fact that I liked everyone that was like I found out all kinds. I found your band because of it, dude. You guys found my band. I found about a Flag on Fire because of it.
yeah,
Well and Wasted.
yeah.
Emmer effort. Fuck. So, like I found out all these awesome bands. And I could wrap that back around to the comp thing, man. That's why we need all that shit to happen. We need to make the fucking BU comp happen.
Oh, it's happening.
Big
It's
time.
gonna happen.
Big time.
It's definitely gonna fucking
There you go,
happen.
Kevin Bacon. I told you I'd prop it. Again.
I mean, fuck, dude. Like the Lucky Egypts, fucking kid you not. Like
No. Oh yeah, fucking yeah, dude. Justin
so
lives
many
down
great,
here.
there's so many. Yeah, there's so many fucking great burn, great fucking bands, boozer bands. Like so many great fucking boozer bands.
And that's why I feel like that. Yes, we probably are a group that does the exact same thing that they did, but I think we do it with the proper methodical way of doing things. You know.
The worst part about the whole story was that they wouldn't hand over the fucking group to us when they were doing nothing with it and it was just running rampant.
Yeah, there's nothing
We
going on.
asked, like, there was no beef at that point. We were just like, hey guys, like, we realize you aren't really actively being admins anymore.
Is it still a
And
thing?
you changed it from a secret to a closed group. And that's not what this whole thing was about. Can you just hand it over to us? And if you ever want to come back, we'll hand it back to you. And what we got was, fuck you. And there was no beef prior to that at all.
Right.
Aside from
None.
a little bit of drama that had happened within the group where a few people had gotten kicked out, but none of those people were us, you know? It was all with other people.
No, man. And I only got
And
blacklisted because I tried to get him back in.
yeah, and they told us to go fuck ourselves.
Yeah, I
we were
even
like,
got told to go fuck myself. Essentially, I mean, maybe not with the words so many, but when you block me, what do you think that means? When you block someone on social media, that means go fuck yourself.
yeah, and Debbie's making the point right now on the chat that I'm trying to get to.
I'm trying to get to the live chat and I can't see it.
Well, which is after, like, so we started BU.
I see it.
And then after we started BU, about a year later, they abandoned Punk Rock Boozers.
Yeah.
They let go of it. They made it so anybody could claim the group.
Well, I'm looking at a group right now on Facebook, and if this is the same one, it still has 300 something people, and it's still a closed group and not a secret one.
Andrew, like, do you not remember this? It was like the group was completely
Oh no,
abandoned.
yeah, I remember. I remember.
Yeah,
The girls
and
took it. The
Tolly,
girls took it
like,
over.
oh,
Yeah, the girls took
yeah.
it over. Yeah,
I mean,
which was awesome. I thought it was gonna be great. Yeah, I would have totally been down
I'm,
with y'all.
I'm a fucking moderator of it ever since. Then. Yeah, like
Maybe
nobody,
this is the one I'm looking at then. Yeah. Yeah,
no,
this
it's
is the
still
one. This is the one. Okay, this isn't the one
and
that they recreated though. They had the other one that was the wheel.
no, and then after a certain period of time, the old admins of the old group came to us, do you remember, and apologized
I
and
remember.
said, "We're really sorry for what we did. That was really stupid. Can we be a part of BU?" And we were like, "Yeah, absolutely you can."
Yeah.
And immediately the one shittier admin of the two started drama and we kicked her out.
Like the same
It
day.
was the same day. Yeah. She immediately
Within
just
the
started.
hour.
Yep. And we were gone.
That was it.
And then the other admin, who I feel bad for,
Had to follow suit.
well, no, but he didn't. He just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he didn't do anything because of obvious reasons. And well, to us at least.
What can you do?
What can you do? You're right. What can you do? It was an unfortunate circumstance at that point. It was a circumstance.
I just, I'm of the group that thinks that like if you're gonna abandon the group and just not give a fuck about it, then why not? Like you had people that were willing to fucking take over, at least for, like you said, temporary purposes. Like yeah.
Like that drama though, it didn't have to exist.
The way we handle the group now, it's I think it's great because like it's usually just moderated by the people that like, okay, so someone who we know is adding someone to the group. Usually is pretty cool. If someone who we've never seen before adds someone to the group, it's kind of obvious that might just be, garbage.
All that
It's really not hard to admin a Facebook group. What I'm getting at.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
Like,
it's not, dude. I do it for fun.
all they would have had to have been like is like, yeah, of course you guys can have control of this.
Yeah, I don't know where.
This is an awesome thing we created. Like, I will give them every credit.
This unoriginal idea that's been around since people had forum boards.
Hey, but yeah, I know, right? But I'll still give them credit. I'll give them that credit.
Look, if we want to go old school internet about it, some shit like this has been around since forums. You would have groups. I was part of a forum that was about smoking weed. And I met some people from Australia and New Zealand and all kinds of fucking places because it was just like a forum where we could all. That's what it's about, man. It's always been about camaraderie with tunes and booze.
Yeah.
And how anyone can lose sight of that is beyond me because it's so easy. It's so fucking easy.
Me, you're not wrong. But I will go as far as giving them credit for it. I will go that far.
That's more credit than I would give.
That's where and whatever though, but I will give them that credit. And I gave it to them like every single second I ever communicated with them, It's like, but the only credit that they could give any of us was fuck you.
Yeah.
So we started this,
What about our own group with blackjack and hookers?
Yeah, we started this. Which is fucking 20 times better.
And there's the story of Boozers United. The tale of tales. The story of stories. Followed by a fart.
Told in the longest, most undramatic
and drunk
nonsensical way possible. Who wants to hear me take a piss?
I think everybody.
Okay. That's a hard sell.
Assuming that most of our viewers have been watching this same glass of beer flowing up the entire time.
So the reason I'm going to do this is because anybody who has ever video chatted Tim Vest has been put through this.
Oh, you've been put through piss torture. Yep. Oh, there it goes. There goes the pee.
So because of Tim, this is why, one of the many reasons why fuck Tim Vest.
Didn't have a good stream without some piss.
Yeah, it's healthy. It's pretty clear.
Flowing nicely. Sounds like he doesn't have any blocks. All good.
I drank a glass of water and took a couple charcoal pills.
That's what happens when you're drinking lots of water.
Yep. It's healthy.
And the world is better for it.
I honestly didn't think it was going to go on this long.
I would love to rock a piss off, but I can't because my microphone is attached to my console rig here. I can't go anywhere.
I got my phone going on, so
I can pretend to fart and shit.
You got any other noises?
No, not really, man. I just got a whole bunch of farts. Some squeaky farts. I got some squeakers. And then the big old push farts. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the push farts are my favorite.
Oh yeah, the blasts.
Yeah. So there's this one boozer.
Did you put your seat down? Put that seat down, god damn it.
Oh yeah, of course I did.
Put that seat.
Yeah. I mean, I got a fucking 4-year-old.
I was raised by women.
That way I was too. But I had a 4-year-old daughter, plus like when you leave the toilet seat up, it makes your bathroom smell.
It does. It really does.
Shit. Like I don't really care about much else, but I don't want to fucking smell
fucking sour piss
in my fucking bathroom,
Stank ass sour piss.
Yeah, ew. Plus, if anything is true about the statement of whenever you flush an open toilet, like a mist comes out and covers everything in the bathroom. I don't want that shit all over my bathroom.
Oh yeah, if you can smell it, it's a particle. It's a piece of fucking actual something that goes into your nostril, and yeah, dude, that's shit.
And of course, a little bit of mist comes out when the toilet's.
You're talking to a bona fide germaphobe here.
Only sideways,
Shitting sideways.
Daddy likes shitting sideways.
That's my own fart. My own tutor. A bit a louder one. Well, man, I am tapped on ideas, bro. Unless you've got something else to talk about, I think we can wrap it up here pretty soon. We'll be going for a pretty hard hour and a half.
I've always got shit to talk about.
Oh yeah, I don't want to blow our load though. Prostate sounds good. Thank you, Richard.
Are you tired?
Not really. I've run out of cigarettes and I'm smoking butts at this point, like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys.
Well, do you gotta like go to the store and get cigarettes? How close is that?
Pretty close. But I'm good. I can survive. I'm also out of beer. I drank that other beer. I think I have like a few sips left. But that beer's gone.
Well, you can't get more beer. You got any liquor?
No. No, I can totally get beer. I have an hour before I can get beer. It's only 1 o'clock.
Why don't you go get beer and cigarettes? I can hold this down for 10 minutes.
Well, it might take me longer than that. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm smoking butts.
I mean, I probably got another solid 20 or 30 minutes in me.
What you want to talk about, bro? I can do it. I'm down. I can wait.
Well, I mean, I always have topics to talk about. I mean,
wash your hands. Thank you. I know. I always wash my hands, Richard.
I mean, so football season just started.
CJ eats tacos on the toilet.
Of course he does. Why would anybody think that CJ wouldn't eat tacos on the toilet?
Dumb fuckers.
Yeah,
I don't know a whole lot about football, to be honest with you, man. I'm
That's cool. We don't have to talk about that. I'm just that was the first thing I threw out.
But, I know that the Jaguars suck.
Yeah. But you know what we're going to talk about?
No.
CJ.
I
We're going to talk about CJ Stevens.
can talk about that motherfucker. I met him.
Oh, like in person?
Yeah, I got to see him in person when Cleats came down. I mean, I got to meet Andy and of course Chrissy came up with Brett. See them too. It was awesome.
Yep.
Dope as shit. And my car died. That's when my car first died at the bar. They had to drive me over to Tito's house. That was great. That was good times.
But the highlight was CJ.
Yeah, man, it was pretty good. I mean, the motherfucker can out drink me. That's for sure. We all started over at my bar over in Orange Park and had a few choice craft beers. I think I don't know. A whole lot of pre-partying happened. Where we talked about music, and I was like, "Oh, CJ's a cool motherfucker. I like this guy. And you're in Florida too, man. That means we should hang out more because we're close."
I mean, Florida's a big state, bro.
Then I found out Florida was a big state. It was a bitch to travel around. Fuck, even going from where I live to the beaches was a pain in the ass. Big fucking pain.
CJ is like, he's like a living joke.
Where's my fart box? There we go.
But like, you know, like not in like that way, you know. But
Right.
but like in the way of like I don't even know.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
CJ Steven, he's like three-dimensional propaganda.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, it's like like he made a post earlier tonight of eating peanut butter cups with chopsticks dipped in Hershey's chocolate
Mm.
and just said when in Rome. Which is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, like CJ, you need to travel outside of Florida, bro. Like, come and see. Like, you need to do a Cletus. You need to tour the Boozers. You need to do a Cletus.
I want to do that too, man. That would be so much fun.
I've been a part of two of Cletus's tours so far.
I missed the one last year.
Yeah,
I got this year. I got this year, but I missed the one year prior. I had to go away.
So like, should I tell the story about how I lost my first cock hat, like the original Marty?
Oh, the original
The hat I
cock.
have, yeah, the hat I have now is Marty too.
You should.
All right, so the original cock hat, the thing that started the whole fucking chicken cock fucking thing for me, um, was a dude from the old group who is in our group, but Word Redlow or Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember Word, right?
Backwards man.
Yeah, you remember Word, right,
Yeah.
Andrew?
Yeah.
Yeah, Word was cool.
Yeah. I like him.
He was in his 50s. He was an old school punk rocker from Texas. Like he was a part of the crew that they made that movie about the guy who ran over the punk rock kid in Texas.
I shouldn't know
He
that.
was, oh yeah, he was a part of that crew. Uh, Crazy. It happened in 1997. Bunch of jock dudes killed this punk rock dude by running over him.
Word.
Yeah, Word. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, Word was friends with the guy. Um, but Word had the cock hat, and he was going to Vegas, and I was like, I fucking love that cock hat more than any other fucking hat I've ever seen in my entire life. And he was like, he was like, yo, dude, he was like, if the hat makes it back to Texas with me from Vegas, because he was going to Vegas that weekend,
Yeah.
he was like, it's yours. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'll take that. And he got back from Vegas and still had the hat. And he hit me up as soon as he got back from Vegas and was like, hat made it back, dude. It's yours. He mailed it to me the next fucking day.
Awesome.
Hat showed up to my house in like 3 days. And a legend was born because ever since that moment, chickens have been the greatest thing in my life.
The fucking cock whisperer.
Mm-hmm. That was the moment the cock whisperer was created.
The true moment with the cock whisperer.
Literally the true moment. And roosters and chickens have flocked to me. No pun intended.
Then taken. Hello.
So, so that original hat that fucking Word gave me, 2 summers ago. No, last summer. Last summer. We're at the end of this summer.
Yes.
Last summer, so summer 2018. Cletus hit my hometown of Fredericksburg, Virginia. I shouldn't say town, we're a city. My home city of Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Township.
Yeah. No, we're a city. Independent city. For real.
Nice.
Grandfathered in back in the day. Currently, you have to have at least 80,000 citizens to be a city. We have 29,000, but we were grandfathered in and we're not part of a county. We're an independent city, which is rare, but it exists.
A shire.
Yeah. So we're a city, and it is. It's a little city. It's small, but it's a fucking city.
Sunnyvale.
Yeah, dude, it's a little city. This is listed as one of the top 10 places to live in Virginia. It's cool. But Cletus came here. We picked him up from the airport. And we proceeded to get fucking Myrtle Beach drunk for 4 straight days.
Ooh.
Yeah. And if you ever lived in this area, you know what the fuck Myrtle Beach drunk is.
I imagine it's kind of like getting drunk over here. Florida man. I imagine it's like Florida man.
What's the biggest party beach near where you live?
Jack's Beach. Jack's Beach is pretty much a party beach.
Yeah, so it's like Cletus got here and we got for 4 straight days we got fucking Jack's.
That's where Cletus stayed. He stayed in Jack's Beach with Tito. So yeah.
Yeah, of course he did. Of course.
Of course.
We got Jacksonville Beach drunk for like 4 straight days.
There you go.
Yeah. And so on the third night of those 4 days, so the last night that we had to party.
Like Jersey Shore drunk.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's what Myrtle Beach drunk is. Jersey Shore drunk.
Getting fucked up.
I don't remember leaving the bar. And it was me, Cletus. I think my roommate was with us, but there was at least two other.
It's hard to know.
Yeah. There's at least two other people that left with us. Somewhere in between the bar and my house, which we walked, it's about a mile. Tiny bit, like maybe like 9/10 of a mile. We left the bar, and all I know is what I woke up to the next day, which was Cletus waking me up on my couch.
This already sounds terrible.
Telling me the story of what happened, which was we made it. Which he doesn't remember a lot of it either. All he remembers is when, like, I pieced out. So, like, apparently we were at the college that's near my house, which is 2 blocks from my house, when I pieced out. And like we were talking, and then he turned around for a second and turned back around, and I was gone. Apparently, I walked home. He had no
So
idea where
gone,
it was.
gone, gone.
Yeah, exactly. He was lost in a strange city.
It's a strange country at that.
Yeah, he knew he was close to my house, but he didn't know like
Where
how
the
to
fuck am
get.
I?
He knew he was super close, but had no idea how to get there. And so he walked around for 2 hours trying to find my house. Part of his story was he went to the college and hit. They have these big blue tower light things with emergency on them, and he hit one of the emergency buttons, which is basically calling 911.
Right. Way to go, Cleats.
Yeah, and so one of the campus cops showed up super quick, and he was like, "Help! I'm lost."
I've fallen and I can't get up.
They were like, "What's your friend's name?" And he was like, "Matt." And they were like, "What's his last name?" And he was like, "Alive."
Alive.
They were like, "Is that his real last name?" And he was like, "Fuck, I don't think so."
Oh, that's excellent.
Like, yeah, shit, we can't help you.
He tried to tell me the story about how his nick, because that's obviously not his name, and I asked him about it. I was like, "Where did you come up with that shit?" And it was something I can't remember it now because I was also sucks. Because he told me the story. Now I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he chose Cletus because it was the most fucked up, stupid redneck name he could think of.
Yeah, I think that's it. That sounds about right. I mean, yeah, it's the obvious answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all of it. I mean, it all had a nice alliteration to it. Call you just Conrad
like,
Clifton.
But like when you meet him, and I hope all of you get to meet him at some point in time because Cletus is he's a wonderful human being, but at the same time,
chaos incarnate.
He can turn any situation into horrible. But he's such a good dude. Like
That's accurate. That's accurate.
Yeah, like when he roadied for my band, well, actually, let me finish telling the other story first, or did I? Did we finish telling the other story?
We were talking about drunk.
Oh no, he came here.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what the point of that story was anymore.
Oh, goddamn.
I mean, he left with a bunch of my friends and tubed down the river here, so at least he got to
down by the river.
He got to experience friendship. But so all right. This is a preemptive situation, right? The first time I ever meet Cletus in person, my band is on tour, and we're talking to him about him roadieing for us for a few stops, because he's going to be in New Orleans and needs to end up in Memphis.
I wish I could have seen him in New Orleans. That would have been great. That's where most of my family's from. That would have been sweet.
Well, when we get to New Orleans to play on tour, we play our show in New Orleans, and he's already been in New Orleans for like 2 days, or at least a day. But I'm pretty sure it was 2 days.
The hat chat is talking about the hats. The hat, he was still lost, and the hat.
I don't know about the hat, but he definitely lost a lot of other things.
Didn't he lose the mini Cletus part 1? Is that where he met?
No. This was like a couple years before that.
Because we've had mini Cletus. The mini Cletus has been around for a long time.
This is in 2016.
Gotcha.
So we picked Cletus up, and he roadies for us for a few days. But when we get to New Orleans, he's like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "My wallet just got stolen,"
Huh.
and he's like, but he pulls his wallet out of his pocket while he's saying it, and I'm like,
What's that?
"The fuck are you talking about? Like, is that not your wallet?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Sorry." He's like, "I mean, like all the important shit out of it." And I'm like, "How did the important shit out of your wallet get stolen? Yet you still have your wallet and everything else." Like,
Did you drop shit out of your wallet, Cletus?
he was like, "Ah, I got pickpocketed," and I was like, "Ah,
Yeah, stolen or lost. The
yep, New Orleans."
yeah.
I was like, "That's New Orleans for you." I was like, "That's how good the pickpockets are in New Orleans." I
Oh,
was like,
believe
"They can pull a fucking wallet out of your back pocket, take
it.
the shit they
Bangkok
want
has
out,
him now.
and put it back in without you even knowing." And he was like, "Yeah," he was like, "That's," he was like, "That's,"
Voodoo coming from my magic.
and I was like, "Yeah, Cletus." I was like, "This is a front. Put your wallet in the front pocket, kind." I was like, "Sorry, dude, welcome to America." And he was like, "No, dude." He was like, I've been here for 2 days." He was like, "My friend Joe already told me that." He was like, "My wallet was in my front pocket when that shit happened." I was like, "Wait, hold, what? What?"
Go back.
I was like, "Somebody pickpocketed your wallet out of your front pocket and took the important money stuff like credit cards and debit cards out of your wallet."
Tally,
And
you are
then,
correct. Also, yes, he always loses stuff. I saw
yeah,
him lose some shit in my presence.
yeah, yeah. And Tally, this is the first time I ever met Cletus, and you're not wrong. And I was like, and then they managed to get your wallet back in your front pocket after all that. And he was like,
That is one
"Yep."
talented rogue.
He was like, "Yep."
Yep.
And as you just said, now, that was in 2016. I've known
Yeah.
Cletus for 3+ years now. Tally is correct. Everywhere he goes, he loses shit.
He loses shit.
He loses shit.
I'm playing a nice little ska tune just for you, Cletus. Don't worry, it's free music. It's fine. All right, there it goes.
Everywhere he goes.
Everywhere. He lost the. Okay, Cletus and I went on a quest for roll your own tobacco, some top, I believe.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was
Yeah, did you have a
rolling.
quest with him like that? Yeah.
By the way, I love you, Mick. I love you, Mick.
I love you, Mick. It's like daytime over there, Hurricane Cletus. Yes, that's accurate. We went to 3 fucking smoke shops here in Florida, or in Jax, and I would have thought that we would have had that shit all over the place because I've found that shit all over the place. But went to 3 different stores to find him the tobacco that he wanted, and then he loses it at the end of the night. To be fair, I also lost my pack of cigarettes, or I smoked them. I don't know.
This is all like nostalgic love for Cletus too. Like
Oh, totally.
Cletus is like, I mean, he literally, aside from maybe Tim Vest, Cletus is like the second most like all-time boozer, if you get what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
like for real, like the second most popular all-time boozer.
You guys are fucked up. Just saying. That's great, though. Absolutely great. Pete's joining the show. What's up, Pete?
Pete.
You Aussies are awake right now. This is like prime time for you fuckers, right? Should be daytime over here while it's dark as fuck on the East Coast.
Oh yeah, it's almost 2 o'clock. Yeah.
Oh shit, is it really? I actually do have commitments in the morning, but usually this is about my 8 hour Go to bed, Rue moment. At about 2 in the morning.
Like what time you gotta like get up?
I gotta roll for Tallahassee at 7 in the morning.
Ooh, you have about 5.5 hours right now.
Yeah, that's about it. What's up, legend? Pete called us legends. Mid-afternoon beer time over there. It's late night drunken rambling for us. Oh, I'm officially on my last sip, buddy. There goes that warm PBR. Plenty of weed left.
Yeah, that's good. That is excellent.
Arvo and South Aussie. Yes, Porno Pete.
What are you drinking right now?
What am I drinking, or what are they drinking?
Oh, what are you drinking?
I'm slamming on Tall Boy PBRs.
Tall Boy PBRs?
Yeah. I'm a basic bitch.
No, but I mean, Tall Boy PBRs have been your thing for like pretty much always, right?
Yeah, even back in PRB.
Do you ever like go outside of the Tall Boy PBRs as like your regular? You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you this.
Like, of course, you go outside of it here and there.
You saw my action review video. My action review video has some black and tans. I'm down with black and tan. I love Yingling. Yingling is a great lager. I'm down with lager, I should say. Red Ambers, too. I like red Ambers, lagers. I'm not a big fan of IPAs, man. I don't like IPAs too much. And to me, it's a taste thing. I don't like the bitter aftertaste.
That's okay. I'm not a huge IPA guy either. I like some IPAs.
I like something like I like stouts, man. I like a nice stout is good. Anything that's whole bodied or dark, the Amber Worlds, you know, or a Trappist, shit like that. I'm down with that, man. You know, something. I like beer, and as far as the liquor world's concerned, fucking give me Scotch whiskey and Jägermeister. That's about it. Jägermeister's just there because it's easy. It's my slut drink. Rick knows what I'm talking about. Who started what name, Pete? What are you talking about? Who started the name? Was it Tim who started? Are you talking about Boozers United? Or Porno Pete? I don't know who started Porno Pete, but was it Tim who started? Who came up with Boozers United as the title?
Tim.
It was Tim?
It was Tim. Yep.
Tim.
It was Tim. Yeah, that's a definite answer. Porno Pete. Porno Pete. Porno Pete.
Porno Pete.
Yeah. So you know what I'm drinking on tonight, Andrew? That I've been on kick for a while.
What's that?
Is Heineken's.
Gemmin.
And I don't really know why. Although, I mean, I've always been a fan of the green beers.
You know, I like them, but again, to me, those beers have an aftertaste that I'm not a big fan of.
They're skunky.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
And I don't know what it is about me right now, but all I want to drink when I want to drink beer is skunky beers.
Skunky beer, dude.
I don't know why.
You know, I watched a whole shitload of Cobra Kai, the series that just came out on YouTube. And I tried. I actually found some of that. And again, in the action review video, I found some Coors Banquet, and I was like, "Oh, cool! This is from Cobra Kai. Let me see what this is all about." You know, because I remember Coors from back in the day. That's like your bullshit beer that you drink. You play beer pong with Coors, but I wanted to try Banquet just to see. You know, like why is Johnny Lawrence all about fucking Banquet? And I really didn't like it. You know, and I should have. I should have liked that beer because it's got most of the qualities of a Pilsner that I like, just in a stub bottle, you know, snub bottle, I should say. But it had all the flavors that I like. I just don't know what it was. It was like the initial taste of that beer, to me, is bitter and shitty. But on the back end of it, the aftertaste is good, and I'm a big fan of that. Like, if the beer is gonna taste like crap when I'm done drinking it, then I don't want to drink it. It makes my mouth taste like a butthole.
No, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this Coors Banquet had almost the opposite effect. Tastes like a butthole out the gate. And it kind of was okay after, you know, like once I sat on it and had another one, or 3 or
Everything's
4.
okay
Yeah.
when you get drunk.
Yeah, once I had like 6 more of them, it was great. It's perfect after that.
The course banquets are the ones that come in the bottles that are like the same shape as Red Stripe, right?
Yeah, the little snubs, the little snub bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I mean, it's just Coors regular. You know, it's like drinking Budweiser. You
Whole milk piss.
know?
Piss light. It's your vitamin P. You know what? Okay. I'm a Southerner. I've lived in the South my entire life. Visited Louisiana many times, where most of my family is from, but I've lived in Jacksonville my entire life. So I'm a Southerner, and I don't like Bud Light, man. I mean, I'll drink it because it's water. If you want any accurate description of why I don't like Bud Light, it's because it's fucking water.
Now, the only description you need to say of why you don't like Bud Light is that it's Bud Light.
That's it. It's in the name.
Uh, I could really care less about like tarnishing people's like opinions on what
I'll
beers
drink it.
are
Yeah,
good.
yeah, absolutely. I don't either, man. I'll drink it.
No, no, I'm gonna go in the opposite direction on this one with Bud Light. Except
You won't touch that
Bud,
swill.
Bud Light is one of and Coors Light are two of the very few things that like unless somebody is like putting it in my face and being like, here, drink all of this you want and it'll be free forever.
And I'll give you $5.
Yeah. And on top of that, I'll make you rich. I'm going to be like, yeah, no thanks. Yeah,
That's good.
we can please and thank you, but we can agree to disagree.
What's the best beer for the hot summer?
The best beer for the hot summer?
Yeah.
I mean, like, not IPAs.
I'm not a big fan of the Sam Adams. I'll put that out there. I'm not a big fan of them.
Say, some of the really more like really nice shandies, but like the nicely done ones, which currently
Yeah, you know, I can get down with those. I had the winter
But the
shandy.
summer
I had the winter
ones-
shandy one time, and that was actually okay. I was all right with that one. I didn't care for the pumpkin one or whatever that Oktoberfest one that they had. I know Bill likes that one a whole lot. I just wasn't a big fan of that one. And again, it's the
Yeah.
same. It's the same reason that I don't like any of those. It's the back end taste. It makes my mouth taste like a fucking ass. Terrible. I don't like it, man. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I don't know. Clean my mouth properly or something, but it tastes like fucking shit, dick.
Like, you like what you like, and you don't like what you don't like.
Yeah, that's true.
Who cares?
No, man. If you don't like what I like, you're obviously a fucking crapwad. Fuck you.
Yeah, like it's great that we all have different opinions on this, you know.
Except for when they're wrong. We jest.
Yeah, like, it's not such thing as right and wrong. I'll just say that right now.
Oh yeah.
It, if you think that there's a such thing as right and wrong, you know,
You haven't been paying attention.
uh,
This world is gray as fuck.
just keep walking.
Just keep walking. Walk on home, boy.
Keep walking, you know.
Bum, 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 bum.
There's no such thing as fucking right and wrong. There's just things.
Time is a construct made up in our minds.
And those things make you feel one way or another.
Feelings are garbage.
And those feels.
Turn those off. Turn those the fuck off. We've just warped into like fucking. Here he goes. You want some truth? It's truth time.
Those feels make you jump off 13-story office buildings.
Feels.
One way or another.
Oh yeah.
You'll get there.
Man, this is some good shit. I'm gonna have to charge this up though. Well, buddy, we've been going on for 2 hours. I think it's about where I've got to call it. I do have to get up early.
All right. I think we can leave it at that. It seems reasonable enough.
I hope you boozers have enjoyed this as much as we have enjoyed doing this. This is the just the inaugural first time episode that we're going to do of these. We're going to definitely do more of these. I know we were kind of talking about a schedule, and that's something that I wanted to hopefully we could hopefully do.
No, we'll get
figure out how often we want to do these.
The future of this BoozerCast, we would like to do more frequently than not, and the point behind that is to have, we'll always have our at least 2 or 3 admins on it. And outside of that, the hope would be to get some of you guys to join in with us.
I can add people into a Skype call, no problem. If you have Skype us. I can add you in.
That's how we're doing this tonight.
Yep.
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yes, Richard, it's exciting. Thank you.
A good headset with a microphone is important, but phones do work. So don't count yourself out. You got a phone?
I'll make it work. I'm a fucking nerd. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
In case you guys didn't know, I'm the nerd admin. I'm the one that does pretty shit. You want to look tight with Photoshop? Got you. Although some of you fuckers here in the group, some of you fuckers make some really good Photoshops of each other. Like I like that shit. That's great. Keep that shit up always, especially if it's Rick. All right, man. Well, yeah, it's been great. It's been great. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and do this again.
If there was questions in this podcast that you thought were unanswered because of rambling,
99 piss head.
Yeah, type it in somewhere and tell us to answer the question, and we will.
Yeah, where is Bako? We wanted to know too.
We'll
get Bako. Bako is not as technologically advanced as we are. And I know he wouldn't get mad at me for saying that. He's not. He doesn't really do a whole lot of the tech shit,
He also has 2 kids and a wife,
Absolutely. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Motherfucker got real life to continue.
Yeah. It's not always the easiest thing to be able to jump right into,
Although she could jump in too. Come on, Tiffany. You could be part of it.
And she will.
Yeah.
Tiffany will fucking jump in and voice her.
It could be a family affair.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. No, some night we might get on here and maybe Andrew, me, Tim, Kevin, Tiffany.
Oh, you know who it is. It's Tim, the one that doesn't know fucking dick all about computers.
I mean,
he can build a studio for DMX, but he can't fucking work a computer.
Like, all you boozers need to fucking petition Tim Vest to get on this, because,
I'll train him. If I have to. Yeah, that'd be terrible.
But also amazing.
Also amazing.
Yeah.
Let me find an outro song to play here. Kick it out. Man. Yeah. Good first episode, brother. I'm glad we got to do this, man. It's awesome. Bako equals beta.
Hey, if you guys want to hear us discuss topics, chime in.
Yes. Absolutely. Agreed. Topics are always something I could use. Talk about it for 2 hours at a time.
I can go for hours, literally.
Hells yeah. All right, boozers. Catch you guys on the next one. I'm going to lead you guys out with a local band that I just really like. And I think I started the episode with it, but I'm going to end it with a different song. All right. We will see you motherfuckers later. Boozers United, BoozerCast. Keep it fucking real. Stay drunk. Stay frosty. See you fuckers later. Matt, always a pleasure, man.
Andrew, always a pleasure as well.
Yeah.
You are a brother from another mother.
Gentleman and a scholar.
Indeed. Indeed.